Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I am reviewing Superman Action Comics issue 6. And before I start the review, I just want to tell you guys the reason I have a little bit less of an HD camera is because my HD web camera is not working right now, and I tried to fix it for a couple hours and it just wasn't working. So I still want to get my videos out and have my reviews ready for you guys to watch. So I just use my other web camera, so that's why the quality is not that great, and I don't know if the voice quality is as great either, but I'm guessing it's not as great as much. But by next week, I'll probably have my other HD webcam ready and working again. So let's start the review though. Action Comics issue 6. Let's talk about the cover first. I like the cover. I like the art for it. Definitely a good concept because the whole issue is about how they're making like blue kryptonite, regular kryptonite, red kryptonite, all these kryptonites in this issue, and they're gonna try to harm Superman. And I like the concept of it, but I was more planning for this issue to be part 2 of Origins for Superman, so I was kind of disappointed at the cover also. But let's see what happened in story, see if I was disappointed at that also. So in this story, we get to see the Legion of Superheroes trying to save Superman from these, all the kryptonite that these people are trying to make, like green kryptonite, blue kryptonite, and trying to destroy Superman. They're trying to save Superman from all these things. So they end up saving him, and they end up defeating these people. I don't know what's going to happen with the kryptonite. Maybe they'll use it in future issues, but they do destroy the people who are trying to harm Superman. They save Superman in the end. And that's pretty much the whole issue, which I was kind of disappointed with because I was expecting this to be more of an origin story, and it kind of wasn't. It did have some origin stories, because Saturn Girl would like go in Superman's mind, try to figure out what's harming his mind, that these people are trying to kill him. But really, there's like maybe 1 or 2 panels, maybe if you're lucky, like 2 pages of his origin story. And I guess for a regular story, this was a good story. I thought it was a really cool story to get all these kryptonite out. I'm a big Smallville fan. They used to do that on the show. I like that. I thought it was interesting bringing the Legion of Superheroes in. I just thought, like I said, I was disappointed because this was supposed to be part 2 of origin story, and we didn't get that much. And I think that's so important for Clark Kent, for us to know the new Clark Kent, and for the reboot, and for people who's just starting to read comics that don't know much about Superman, or at least a lot about his character, that it's important to know that the reason that he's like what he's like is because of his parents and how he grew up. And I wish they showed that more. And they just didn't. And I just thought that would have been a little bit better of an issue if they did show that. And I always thought that was important that Martha Kent and Jonathan Kent brought him up. And also they made Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent look so much younger too. So I thought maybe they would be more involved in Clark's life, and because they weren't older. And that's why I thought they made them younger. That way they were going to show that they're a lot more involved in his life. But really, they didn't really show much about him, and about any of them. I mean, like, they didn't show Smallville a lot. They did have a secondary story showing Clark and being best friends with Pete and Lana, and him leaving and going Metropolis. I love that part. And, some people actually don't read secondary stories. Sometimes I don't, if I don't like the character. But, like, that was really great, showing how he was. Because maybe he was different back then. We just don't know. It's the new reboot. We don't know about his story, and I wanted to learn about that. That's why I was so excited to see his origin story, that I heard that Grant Morrison was making a story for his origin stories. And I thought that was great. But we just didn't really get to see that. We got to see this Legion story. Which, not saying it was a bad story. I just was disappointed that we didn't get to see that. Because, like I said, it could have been an interesting story if I wasn't expecting an origin story. It was an interesting story. It's just that I was just a little disappointed with this issue. But next issue is going to be continuing with the stories that were left off in issue 4. And that was a pretty good cliffhanger. So next issue we'll get to see what happens with Superman. And Lois Lane was missing, so it's going to be a pretty good issue next issue. And this is one of my favorite series, so to be disappointed, I was a little upset. But I still give this 3.5. I think it's worth picking up because the story they did tell was pretty interesting. Just I guess because I'm such a big fan of this series since issue 1, which wasn't that long ago. But just it's been a surprise for me to be really into this series, because this was one of those surprises I really loved that I was into this series, and I just picked it up in whim, and I'm glad I did, because it's one of my favorite series, and I was just a little disappointed with this issue. But definitely still pick it up. It's still interesting, and I give it a 3.5, and I hope you enjoyed. I say, if you really haven't been reading Action Comics, there's a lot of great stories in this series, and I'm excited for to see next issues of this series, and just see what Grant Morrison has up his sleeve with this new version of Superman, because I think he has a lot of great stories to tell. I hope you enjoyed. This was Comic Uno, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. In the description below, there'll be a link for that, and I'll just have comic book news, comic book review stuff I'll be doing, and topic video stuff I'll be doing. And also, don't forget to follow my other channel, The Random Situations, on Twitter. In the description below, there'll be a link for that also. And I hope you enjoyed. This was Comic Uno. I give this 3.5, and hope you enjoyed. See ya.